You guys notice how 9 times out of 10 on those YouTube shorts, they'll fit something up and then give you the finger wag and the thumbs up, and they never actually show you the final weld. Crap drives me nuts. Hi guys, this is a video explaining why I prefer using the TIG button almost all the time versus a foot pedal. So in this video, I'm not going to be sitting down at my nice and comfortable welding table. I'm going to be standing up trying to simulate a more like real world fabrication scenario. And I got this clamped in the vise and the weld's a little bit over 4 feet high, you know, like just right at your rib cage height. So first off, this is too high to be standing upright and comfortably weld it. You got to be leaned over a little bit, and then pressure's on your wrist too much so you can't glide along. So what I like to do is spread my legs really wide. So see, that gets me down lower. My eyes are like right up here. So now, see, there's very little pressure here. I can glide along and just use that as a stabilizer. But the problem without the foot pedal is, how are you going to use a foot pedal? Put that out there and slide and tear your groin maybe, and instead of funky angle. Or, you know, the other option would be to bring it in, and then you're standing directly over this left foot, and that makes you wobble around because you're not, you know, this way you got 3 contact points, 1, 2, 3, so you're triangulated, you're real nice and steady. And this variable amper is just like a foot pedal with no moving parts. If you want a little more heat, just add a little bit more pressure. Doesn't take much pressure. Of course, I'm sure you guys want to watch me weld one. Since you don't have a free hand, I'll show you a tip trying to weld this on here. You can either clamp it or just add a dab of filler rod. So now you have a good contact point. So just put this on here and then liquefy those together. Try to get you a better view here. Just make sure they're touching. Then I'm going to reach over the back side here and tack it so it doesn't start distorting and moving around. This is a lot easier with the TIG button too versus kicking a pedal around. I'm leaning over the table on 1 foot right now. Really wide stance so I can get down nice and low, so that's at eye level and I can see what I'm doing up real close. And then just lightly ramp off the pressure so you don't burn out the end. To make it look the best and follow the path of this one, you would go this way. instead of wrapping around over and coming up, because your beads will be going the opposite way. And see how I'm out here and I don't have anywhere to crop, so that's going to be shaky. I use my pinky all the time. That's probably one of my most useful tips I can give you. So I'm anchoring up here with my pinky, but it's hot, so I got to put a fiberglass heat pad up there. So that gives me a little bit more steadiness. I'll leave a link below for these things. They're a must-have if you're a TIG welder. Okay, no pressure. Quick timeout. While editing this video right here, I paused it because I realized I was doing something that I've been doing this for 20 years. This just comes mindless to do some things, but I'm glad I caught it so I can teach you guys. So on filler rod, if you were paying attention to that, see how it's got that little sharp point on it? I had it pointed out like this, and then unconsciously when I went in to start welding, I rolled that around with my fingers to get that sharp tip pointed into the puddle. If you have that out, a lot of times that'll start getting scraggly on you and you'll get like a dingleberry hanging off if you try to dip the rod in. You can either snip it or just like I did, spin it around to get that sharp point of contact first. If you want me to teach you all my welder settings, what rod I'm using, what type and diameter, exactly how I shape my tungsten, what type, gas flow rates, absolutely everything, I have a website. It's $45 one-time subscription fee. And if anything isn't answered on it, feel free to email me. When I had this PrimeWeld 325 set at, I don't know, probably 300 amps, I wasn't using all that though. I was just varying it down to whatever I needed. Your puddle width, just push that little TIG button harder if you want a wider puddle, and if it starts getting too wide, just let off a little bit. Links below for everything. Thanks for watching. And if you're in the market for a good TIG welder or a MIG welder, I've been really happy with both of these from PrimeWeld. Just order from them directly and use the code 6061 at the very end of your checkout process to save you a few bucks. That'll also help me continue making these videos. I appreciate it. Okay, thanks to you guys that stick around to the end. I'm going to give a free website subscription away to whoever can name this tune first.